Hello and welcome back to my channel, Checks, Captures, Threats. In today's video we'll be playing game 33 of the Rapid Increase. So we're at 1850 now, hoping to get that bit more higher. So, aiming for 1900 soon. I don't know, obviously there's probably going to be another 10 games yet I would think, so let's try and get into this now. So playing someone from Myanmar, or Burma. So we're going to play our classic. Do we want to play our classic? Yeah, we'll play our French defence. So, hopefully we can get this one on the board. We get plus 12 there. Now, this is actually quite a known way to go against this move here. And what's going to happen is after this, it just gets my queen out. So I'm actually willing to play a different move here of c5. Now, I can't see right now. It's not showing me, but I want to see. I guess this is like the Benoni. So, now, he does push here. So what that does is that limits this knight from doing this, but as we classically do in the French anyway, we do this sort of thing. So, now the question is here as well, do we play d5 now? Because I don't mind en passant here, our bishop comes out quite nicely. Or do we want knight c6? I think d5 first. Get the pawns into the centre using core principles, as I put on my chess guide videos. So, this is now just realistically quite a normal French defence advanced, really, without d4, and maybe this being a little bit of a stray move. I'm going to just play the knight out again, simple stuff, and then I'm going to be able to play this. Probably should have played this first, actually, thinking about it, because there was no attack onto this pawn. If he's to play d4 now and I try and play it, he can take, but I'm actually kind of prefer that almost, because then we'll have a double attack here, as I've played a few times before. So, let's see what they're going to play. They're spending about the same time as me, and that is a outrageous move. That's like a reverse Benko Gambit sort of thing here. I don't actually know what his intention is here. My only guess is that if I do something like this, there's a check. Maybe he's looking at this check pin. He might be bluffing. You know, he's like willing to pretend that if I take it, it might have something, but he doesn't. I'm really baffled by that. But weirdly enough, I'm still thinking of not capturing that, because if I was to capture my knight, it's a free pawn. But the same, it is a free pawn. I'm not going to take it with the pawn. That just double pawns me. That's not at all what I want. I'm gonna throw myself into the deep end here. Then let's try it. What could possibly go wrong? So, pawn up now. Must have a little look, because this is a gambit of some sort. Might have to add this to our gambits galore sort of one for the catalogue. So, now he's going to capture d5. So, this is where now there's three decisions. Knight, pawn, or queen. Now, I'm already going to rule out queen, because I don't want to get my queen out this early. The knight, it seems logical. The only thing I would say, I mean, it is technically an outpost, I think, because obviously there's no pawns now that can get to it. So, that's alright. I guess after a move like this, I probably should be fine still, actually. I can just do my normal development, and also that actually protects it. If I was to take with the pawn, though, it does leave this open, but it does get the bishop out. But I'm going to take with the knight here. That's probably not the best idea. If there was check, I still have this, which is completely fine, and I'm just going to play it straight away. No need to try anything else there, and I'm just expecting him to trade, and that's my bad bishop for his good bishop. So, he actually, white has two good bishops here, because this has no. Maybe this is not the best. So, we need to get this knight out now. Now, the question here is actually, which way do we go? Because, realistically, I actually don't know now. And, I mean, both are going to attack that e5 square, and we're going to have to do it this go. Just which way? And I feel like going g6 just because it protects, you know, this whole line when castling, so I'm going to do that. I'm not at all worried about this. As I said, this is an outpost knight, so no pawn can attack it, and there won't be. Even if there's a queen trade, I can always do something like this, where it's protecting, and worst case scenario, so is my king takes. So, and I wouldn't be able to castle, which queens are off the board isn't the worst cases. So, hopefully, seems like we've come out a bit on top in this opening. A very strange opening, I will say. Okay, that's quite a smart move, actually. Now, that might get his pawn back. If I was to capture, queen or knight can take, and I really don't like that. The only thing I would say here is if he was to take... I could actually play rook c8 here. Rook c8, or even... I don't like b6, because I feel like that just messes up the pawn structure. I like these two pawns. I feel like rook c8, because I'm not going to castle queenside, obviously. So, and I don't want to push either, because I don't want to get the knight back down there. So, let's play that. If there was this capture, that is completely fine with me here. I guess that queen move would happen, but it doesn't. Now, I can technically win another pawn here now. Capture, and then I win that. Obviously, got this scenario. So, I don't need the pawn as well. I know that he's probably going to try... He's going for one of these three squares. I can always really have some sort of attack with f5, so I'm not too worried about that. So, I kind of just want to get castled. That's the part of the to-do list. So, just got to get something here. I mean, f5 and f4 seem like very good squares for me with this pawn and these knights. So if I was ever to get that, I always can have this square as well. I don't think I would be able to push this pawn. I feel like this might actually get captured in a minute. But, okay, now he's going to move that knight again, like we said, to that e4 square. And he's now putting even more pressure on here. So pushing might actually not be off the cards just yet. Although, if it was to take that, that puts us on a bit of pressure, and it might mean pushing this pawn might have to be of use. So, we could put the queen there, but I feel like that's not going to work. Castle, take. I guess we could try and do some sort of f5 shenanigans, but I was also thinking trying to get the queen this way, but I feel like that queen just stops us, and we're getting a bit low on time, so should really think of a move, and I'm just going to play b6. So, hopefully that pawn extra from this b file can help us, but we'll have a look. So, I'm still here wasting much more time than our opponent. Not really wasting, but it's always difficult to think of so many candidate moves. I feel like the overthinking happens then, but there's many ways you can overcome that. And I feel like also, you know, there's pros and cons to playing quickly and slowly, obviously. So he plays h4 now, obviously looking at playing this. I'm not too worried about that. I can still push, actually, in this scenario. Why couldn't I push in the previous? I could have pushed, actually, before. Actually, I think it was this move here. So, yeah, I didn't want to do that. Now, again, actually, to be fair, this is another pawn he's given away. But I do feel like this has a bit more scare to it. So, if I was to castle and then he pushes, I feel like I'm looking to get trapped here. So, actually, maybe not. Because I can always come back to h8 if I really have to. Worst case scenario. I'm going to risk it in castle. It's a very risky idea here with this pawn push. But I can always go up. It has to protect this pawn, so probably moving this knight, which gives me obviously some spare time to probably move this knight, so I can move here. So something like this. Well, obviously it wouldn't be with that, but maybe like this, back, anywhere. So, hopefully, you can get that. I feel like he's giving a few too many pawns away. That's the only thing. Yep, and I'm just immediately going to play this. I have to, so don't think this has anything too much yet. As always, just getting as many protectors as possible. It's 3 on 3 at the minute, so we're all good there on this piece. So nothing to worry about. And actually, there's always chances I can sacrifice, not there, here. Just open up the king. And, I mean, I really need to play f5. I think f5 will solve so many problems for us. So I really need to get that done probably in the next 3 moves, I'd suspect. Because I guess this is going to get moved around a bit. You obviously can't play that because I go there. Which means you can't push again because I go back to the same spot. So... Now... He does actually play that. Wow. Yeah, I think that's just a free pawn then, is that not? The only thing I'm thinking of is this knight can now move. So you might try something like that. Obviously attacking with this is discovered, should I say. And then I could just push though. So, and then after push I just go there again. So I'm happy to take here. I don't think I've missed anything. And again, I can't really this time because the knight's all protecting. So no sacrifices here. But yeah, I mean, this really, really needs to happen soon. I actually feel like my worst piece on the board could actually be my queen. Weirdly enough, it's just not doing anything. I mean, neither is his, to be fair, right now. But I feel like we should really try and get that into play now. Is there any capturing? I don't think so. Now, we have time. So I think f5 is the move. There was a... thing I learned, f5 will thrive is quite the known saying in a chess, so let's hope this helps. The only thing I would say is we do give him this move, but I guess this could still work. Just don't like the queen. Maybe I wouldn't capture in this scenario, to be fair, actually, so that's fine. Because they are attacking this backwards pawn, but again, I'm not too worried about that. I don't actually really get this king move. I mean, well, I do for that, but okay, so he's looking at trading. So after this, he takes here. I thought this was... I was able to do something like takes here after this. Surely my queen's now in play. I swear my queen's going to be in play by then. Because I suspect he's going to have this rook-queen like combo. I'm willing to take here. I'm willing to do this trade here. I don't think there's a knight sack first, so we're going to get rid of that extra attacker here. And he's going to take here, which means that this rook move has another move that he's got to do. So I could actually play this queen move first, and then when it goes there... No. Maybe I just play... Actually, I'm going to just play here. I need to play a little bit faster, as we're actually getting better on time to each other. As I can get this check. This check looks huge for us. It's a much needed one. As also, this is a fork, I've just realised as well. There's always multiple things. There's probably about... Every move probably has about 20 different things. You just really don't realise it until it all clicks. So, I really need to get these rooks. I mean, I'm missing moves probably like rook f5 there actually again. You know, that could have been strong because after this moved, I might have been able to then put the queen here and it might not have been so much danger. I mean, realistically, how I want to be attacking would be with the rook and then queen, but sometimes... I feel like just doing the check because then it pushes it away so this rook can't do anything then. And then I bring this knight in. Oh, that looks good. Let's do that. Hopefully no mouse slips. I haven't actually had one, I don't think, in the in this series just yet. Hopefully there's no subtle foreshadowing, but... Well, that, I thought, isn't the best move after rook f5 now. Because I now found that rook f5, surely I just have this after. I mean, he can't go anywhere here because I still have it. And anywhere else he moves, you know, I think one of his only moves are there. I go there and it's going to be checkmate. The champagne might be coming out soon. As I don't see it. I'm not blundering checkmate, which is surprising. I'm not... Yeah, I think I've just got this. I mean, my guess is that he'll obviously sacrifice his queen for the rook, but I'm really not seeing I mean, obviously, I'm suspecting this first to let me do this, then the check, then it comes back, and then, yeah, I'm probably going to blind my queen because I'm going to put it on the same line. But I feel like the reason I've had such a good position is he's just given me all these pawns, and he's... Yeah, and I mean, now he's just going to trade off here. I actually don't even... You know what? I don't even need to... I could just recapture, but just for the safety of it all, and me, you know, needing this, I'm actually just going to take with the pawn as well. I don't want to risk anything here again. You know, no, actually, no. Yeah, actually, I think check would have won a piece there. So that was really silly again. I still think it's... I mean, I'm still, obviously, a queen for a rook. So, and obviously a few pawns now as well. I think it's probably 2 extra pawns. Let's see, that's 4 points different. Yeah, so I'm 2 pawns and a queen for a rook. So he's now going to move that. So I still actually have it. Play the check. That's the thing with the queen. It's just so dominant. Now, hopefully this should be... It's very difficult in this 1800 part. We're going to struggle through this, but for now, I think it's still not over yet, is it, actually? Because after this, he's still got that. I guess I can take, but check there. I should be fine. Depends what he takes with, but there's no way he takes with a pawn. I get what he's looking at, but I just moved the king. Now they have less time than me, but he does actually take with the... Wow, okay. Could try something like that, but I don't want to risk the checks, so I'm just going to go into the corner. I think bring the rook to like F1, F8, B8. Get it all the way up to this sort of area. Try and attack these pawns, get the queen use. This queen obviously blocking this rook in. It's all going well. I'll obviously go over the game after to show you, see where I could do better. But this is looking a bit better as well. I'm ahead on time, and he's just going to resign. So I won that. I'm now 1862. Went up 12 there. So sorry for the flashbang that just happened there. Sometimes Chris sounds like so. I had a 90% accuracy, so that's probably the best I've had this what do you call it? That's a bit too far ahead. Series, I think. I think I've had an 87 before, but so this obviously Sicilian. Obviously it is a Sicilian, isn't it? I just realised because we played that there. It's not the Alapin because Alapin is C3. I feel like, yeah, there was a bit of mistakes here, I think. Yeah, that was just a free pawn. I actually took everything with the right moves here. So far, okay, that might have been the first inaccuracy. They actually wanted me to put on F5 straight away. Yeah, that was actually the best move. They didn't like this. Yes. Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense. Because if you think about it, can't attack because there's a fork there. And obviously I'm looking at that. So it forces it into a bad location. Knight goes to E4, yeah. Again, I think like these protecting moves will always be the best moves. That was actually a best move. I was very surprised about that. I didn't like that. They actually wanted to... Wow. The best move in this scenario was this. So, sorry. So, because... After take... And obviously, you can't capture first because you recapture there. Okay. Still learning here. So it's just those in-between moves you just got to see. But again, you gave away pawn. Yeah, this was a bit weird. And I did find the right move. I said before I needed to get that F5 push. And this just really added to it. And yeah, this all worked. They didn't like that move as much. Yeah, I said about the... I was trying to look at this move, but the queen was blocking it before. Got the check. And they actually didn't really like that move too much. But obviously, here, this was quite good. And an incredible game in the end. So that is now me at 1862. We're now at the upper half of 1800. I don't think it's going to last very long till I go back down. But hopefully you enjoyed that game. So thank you and bye-bye.